Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another Prize Picks video for you. We're going to be talking about November 21st, Tuesday. We've got a 5-game slate. But before we get into our picks, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because we will be dropping extra picks in our Discord tomorrow, and we will notify you on YouTube when we have some extra picks in there. Just in case lines change or you want some more options to mix and match with the picks we give you tonight, we'll have them in our Discord. And apologies to anyone that dealt with the issues with the Discord link. We think we have the permanent link in there now. For some reason, it was giving us a temporary link on some of those posts we had, but excuse me, it should be good to go now. So we appreciate your patience. All right, so we're going to recap our picks from our last video before we get into our new picks. We had like a reasonably good day. We had some wins, some losses, but I had Mitchell Robinson for over 8.5 rebounds. He cashed on that. He went for 11. We had Tyus Jones for over 10.5 points. He went for 14. Kind of exactly the way we were talking about too, with that beautiful floater he's got, and just kind of these little like mid-range shots. I'm happy he's been utilizing that because it's one of his better weapons. And then also Malik Beasley, we had over 9.5 points. He ended up going for 16, so we had a little mini sweep on this side. And you can get yours, Jordan.
Yeah. So we had a little bit of bad luck with our picks. So we had Jaden Sorry, it's not funny, but it is funny to me because I was so confident in these, and then everything, like all hell broke loose. But Jaden McDaniels rolled his ankle in like the first 2 minutes of the game, came back in and rolled the same ankle and left. So he played a total of 4 minutes.
Such a bummer.
Yeah, and he's a great player, man. I'm excited to see him in the future. But then we had Denny Abdia, or Abdi. I don't
Abdia.
Abdia. Denny
Right?
Abdia.
Yeah, Abdia.
So he played 31 minutes and he only got to shoot the ball 5 times. And let me tell you the reason for that. Jordan Poole shot 26 times. He went 11 for 26 from the floor and 3 of 9 from 3. And every time Denny Abdia was wide open, Jordan Poole would look at him, fake the ball to him, and then whip a layup. So it was a very frustrating game to watch for me. But Denny went 3 for 5 and he went 0 for 1 from 3. So if he would have gotten the opportunities, he would have crushed this line for us because, I mean, the game was just going pretty well for him, but he didn't get his opportunities. Harden, he had a bad shooting night. He missed as well. He had 13. We took him for over 17.5. He went 4 of 12 from the floor and 2 of 8 from 3. So just unlucky bad shooting nights from one of the players, a rolled ankle, and a guy who didn't get the ball at all. So, it's unlucky, but,
Yeah. And we had like kind of similar results in our Discord today because we were all hyped on Jokic.
Yeah, I put Jokic in
rebounds.
there too. I put Jokic in there.
In so many slips, man.
Yeah,
like,
me too. Every one of mine.
Rebounds.
Yeah.
Man, we actually had what's his name? It's like I forget it. I'm gonna butcher his username, but we had a user. It's Pulls something. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He got lucky. He actually, as soon as he saw Jokic get ejected, he went to Prize Picks and jumped into the second half props and took the under on one of his plays, and Prize Picks let him play it.
Yeah,
it was
that's
awesome.
crazy.
He's gonna make some little like gaming the system there. I was like, that's kind of a smart idea. But anyways, so yeah, let's get into our picks.
Sure.
We got a small slate. I had mentioned in our Discord that I was saving and excited. I was going a little more conservative tonight, and I was so excited for tomorrow, thinking it was the big slate we have coming, but this is actually not the slate that I was excited about. But anyways, we don't need to go any longer on that because I actually am excited about these picks that I've got for tonight. Let's see what I got started with. Okay, so we're going back to Jalen Suggs on his points. Man, that was a wild game against the Pacers. He actually put up this 18 points in 18 minutes. And the reason that I liked this before that Indiana game was because when he misses these, he's missing it by one bucket. You know, he just this line is just too low in my opinion. So on a difficult slate, and this is again first look, but on a difficult slate, I like him to go over and hit 12 points. The minutes have been there. He only played 18 minutes because that's all he really needed to play because that was such a shellacking. But I was so tempted to grab some Pacers for this massive over under against Atlanta that we've got tomorrow. But I need to see a bounce back before I go back in because that was such a nasty game from the Pacers. Anyways, we're not talking about the Pacers. Jalen Suggs. Yeah, so he's averaging, other than that last game, he's averaging, right around the, he's averaging up in the 30s, the low 30s for minutes, but this 18-minute game has kind of brought his average down, but he is averaging just under 16 points a game. And since we're just taking the points prop, that's all we really need to look at here. Part of the reason I do want to just take the points prop is the rest of his options he's not really needing to do too much. He's kind of like a catch and shoot type guy. Reasonable defender, but he's actually a pretty good defender, especially with steals. But anyways, I feel really good about him going over on that. And if we look at the over under here, we've got a 216 over under with only a 1 point advantage to Orlando. And if we look at what Toronto has been able to do against shooting guards, they're actually pretty decent. Only allowing 20, barely over 20 points a game to shooting guards. So that's not given us the green light, but I think that with the rhythm they've been in, I think this is a low over under because Orlando showed us something against the Pacers. Their defense just absolutely crushed the number one scoring offense in the league. And I believe that going into that game, the Magic were number 4 on the year in defensive rating. So they're looking good. I was really impressed, but I do think that 20 points average to shooting guards from Toronto doesn't scare me enough to go off of Jalen Suggs. So I'm feeling good about that, but not as good as I'm feeling about this next pick. I'm going rebounds and assists for Joel Embiid, who you can just, last time I said you can just kind of relax when you take a pick like this. That was about Tyrese Halliburton, so I'm not going to say that. But, look at that last game, 21 against Brooklyn. He just barely, he missed this by one extra assist or rebound, the only game he's missed this. And so if we look at Joel Embiid, his last 5 games, and the reason I like to look at 5 games, like sometimes we look at 5 games, sometimes we look at 3 games. It just depends on what you're checking out. Sometimes you want a smaller sample size, sometimes you want a larger sample size. I don't really need to check Joel Embiid's minutes, but if I'm looking at minutes, I want more than a 3-game sample size, because if you've got something like a situation with like Tyler Hero going out, and then all of a sudden you're looking at Duncan Robinson's minutes average, well, he's been on the floor more. So I'm gonna maybe just look at the smaller sample size of the games that Hero's been out. But we bounce around between the amount of games we want to look back. But in this case, I do want to look back a little bit further than 3 games, because I want to see how many rebounds he's averaging, how many assists he's averaging. And we've got 10.6 rebounds. We've got 7.4 assists. And even that is, we've got like 2 outlier games where, he went for 15 against Atlanta on the total there. But if you look at what he's doing in some of these other games, yeah, we've got like 21, we've got 18, we've got 20, and we've got 16 combined. So he was hot in his last game. I'm feeling really good about that. And another thing I love about this is if you look at what Cleveland's allowing to centers, and I say this about certain elite players, but this is like, he is not your typical center, but even just to regular centers on the year, they're allowing 16.3 rebounds a game and 5 assists. So I think he'll get more than 5 assists tomorrow. But that 16.3 rebounds is just beautiful when you already have like a monster like Embiid. So I'm playing this with absolute confidence, feeling good about those 2. And yeah, that's it for me for the first look at this. And what do you got, Jordan?
Yeah, let's get it rolling, man. With it being a small slate, I actually really like the picks that we've got. Starting
too.
off with me, I'm going to go ahead and go straight back to my man Jalen Johnson. This guy's been on a heater. He's been super consistent. He's clearly, the guy they're looking to like get them going sometimes. He's averaging 30 minutes a game, so that's exactly what we're looking for. He's averaging 15 points on the season with almost 8 rebounds and 2 assists a game. So he's getting great minutes, great points per game. The 15, if you look at his last 5, he's scoring 16. So there's a little bit of a cushion there. But if we go and we look at what Indiana are giving up to shooting guards, I believe was small forwards, they are giving up 22 points, which is the 6th worst in the NBA. So I like him to go over this. I don't think he should have a problem. It's a minus 115, but I think that's just because it's a points prop. And it's right in the middle ground. Usually that's what we see most of the time. When anything's over like 11, it's either like a minus 125 or a 115. So it's like it's up to you to take it and do the information on it sometimes, unless it's like an incredible matchup. But I like this to go over. I don't think he'll have a problem with the way he's been super consistent lately. And the only time he struggled was against Miami because they're just huge down in there. But I'm gonna take him for over that. And then my next pick, I'm going to go with a rebounds play here. And I'm actually going to go with Evan Mobley to go over 8.5 rebounds. This is minus 130. He's been great on the board. I don't know why this is at 8.5. I know it's Philly, but if you look at what Philly's given up to centers this year, it's not a lot, but it's enough. They're giving up 12.6 rebounds a game. Now, I know Jared Allen's going to be in, but Evan Mobley has been crazy this year. He's averaging 32 minutes a game, 10 rebounds a game, 16 points, and 3 assists. And he's actually the leading dunker. I know that really doesn't matter, but he's just been a monster down in the paint. So I think Embiid's going to have his hands full with him, and I think he can at least get us 9. I think this line is going to go up a half a point, though. So I would take it at 8.5, and I would take it just with a little more caution at 9. But try to lock this in at 8.5 because that's where I'm really liking it at. So that's what I've got, man.
Cool. Yeah, and I was just going to mention too with that Jalen Johnson pick on top of his consistency lately, going up against the Pacers in that matchup, I was looking for pieces in there, man. But when you took Jalen Johnson, I was hesitant to jump into anything else at this point until we see the rest of the board. But when you see an over under of 251. That's just like so exciting. And hopefully they're right about the point spread at only 3.5. I'm just like a little bit nervous after. I mean, the Hawks don't have the defense that the Magic have. And I think that the Pacers will want to bounce back. But I'm really excited about that pick too. I'll definitely have that in some lineups. And I forgot to mention too, but the Suggs points prop is minus 120. The Embiid rebounds assists is minus 125. So we got some juice on those as well. But yeah, these are the 4 we've got for you. We'll have more in our Discord tomorrow. And again, don't forget to subscribe. We'll notify you on here when the picks are live on Discord. And we hope you guys just have a great day, and don't forget the CMC square. It's still in there for the rushing receiving yards. You can it's a free square. You can match that with some of these or with other plays you're getting into, but don't forget to utilize that. It's good until Thursday. So enjoy yourselves, guys, and we will catch you in the next video.
Good luck, boys.